Welcome to 365 Christian Men, where every day we aim to inspire and encourage with real-life stories about men. August 15th, William Gladstone. William Gladstone worked toward equal opportunity for all people, including self-rule in Ireland, and he strove toward those goals for the 4 terms he was England's Prime Minister. Even after he left office, he continued fighting for the causes in which he believed. Gladstone's belief in God influenced all his decisions. As he continued to grow as a believer, he became convinced that believers must be bound by their own consciences and their own deep study of the Word of God, rather than by edicts handed down from a religious authority. The general population fondly called him the People's William, or Grand Old Man. On this date, in 1892, Gladstone was elected Prime Minister of England for the 4th time.
The power of love is greater than the love of power. By day, William Gladstone had a busy and important job. But in his later years, many nights he walked the streets of London looking for women to rescue. The icy London wind cut through his overcoat, and the rhythmic clacking of his heels echoed off the cobblestone walk. In the dark, he heard the sound of a woman sobbing. "Madam, you do seem quite distressed," he said. "Is there anything at all that I can do to help?" Gladstone's breath ascended like smoke rings in the frigid air. "Sir, you're most kind to inquire. However, I fear that my life at the moment requires more than I would want to burden a stranger with." She sniffled and forced a smile. "I see," Gladstone said. "Well, I am, in fact, no stranger to the people of England, and I don't believe that there is any urgency you may be facing with which I cannot assist." The two stood in silence, and slowly her lip began to quiver, and she fought back the tears suddenly welling up in her weary eyes. "Perhaps," but her voice broke, and she started to weep. Gladstone reached into the inside pocket of his overcoat and offered her his silk handkerchief. "There is a much better way of life than this for a young woman like you. It's late tonight, bitterly cold out, and anyone could conclude from your attire the profession that you are in. Is this the life that you have chosen, or did this life somehow choose you?" asked Gladstone. "Kind sir, I ran away from home as a very young girl to escape my father's violence. One horrible decision led to another, and now I find myself at the mercy of violent men every single day," she said. "I have nowhere to turn for help and nowhere to sleep tonight unless I turn a trick." Filled with compassion, Gladstone looked at her and said, "Tonight, there is a bed waiting for you with no strings attached. My wife will gladly look after you at our home this evening, and in the morning we will secure for you a more permanent lodging at the hostel which we maintain for women similarly situated. Our people will be pleased to help you begin at once exploring a new, dignified course for your life. The choice in all of this, of course, is yours." Her eyes grew wide. With both hands, the disheveled young woman wiped the dark lines of tears and mascara from her cold, red cheeks. "Sir," she said in disbelief, "I am indeed speechless at your offer. But who are you, if I may ask, and why is it that you would want to help someone like me? Every man of power that I've ever encountered has wanted to use that power to his advantage. Certainly not mine. Perhaps in this dim light you'll not recognize me, but please forgive me for not already offering a proper introduction," he said. "My name is William E. Gladstone, and I am the Prime Minister of England. And as such, you will find that I am happily at your service and at the service of all those who call our beautiful country their home." The young lady gratefully accepted Gladstone's offer, just as many others had over the course of his life and his efforts to improve society by offering a better way of life to London's ladies of the night. Philippians 2:4 says, "Do not merely look out for your own personal interests, but also for the interests of others." How can you leverage your power or influence today to benefit others, especially those who would otherwise be helpless without it? The power of love is greater than the love of power.
Thank you for listening to today's story. Every day of the year, our hope is to inspire you with real-life stories of faithful men who have gone before us. Hebrews 12:1 says, "Therefore, since we are surrounded by so great a cloud of witnesses, let us lay aside every weight and the sin that so easily ensnares us. Let us run with endurance the race that is set before us." Join us tomorrow for another story at 365christianmen.com.